About once a week, I see a comment on a Facebook group asking what type of air filter they should use in their air conditioning system. Within a few minutes, you get 3 different answers. The first answer is, well, use the cheapest filter you can buy because the better filters will restrict airflow and cause problems with your air conditioner. The next group of people say you should only use those 3M pleated filters that you buy at Home Depot and Costco and Lowe's. And the third group says, nope, they're both wrong. You need to use the highest MERV rated filter that you could get because this is the air that's entering your lungs. And why would you want to breathe dirty air? So which one of them is correct? Well, technically they're all wrong, but they're all right. So let's dive into it. My name is Rich Morgan. I'm with Magic Touch Mechanical in Mesa, Arizona, and I have been working in the air conditioning and heating industry for 37 years as a technician, installer, and a contractor. In my own home, I use a 5-inch pleated filter that's MERV 16, but it's not a filter that I would recommend for everybody. The reason that I use it is I have something called interstitial lung disease. One of the treats that I got from working in the HVAC industry for so long. My first 9 years in my career were in New York City, where I was crawling around in 200-year-old attics and crawl spaces and breathing in a lot of nasty junk. But I digress. The reason that I'm using those 5-inch filters is because I want to breathe the cleanest air possible. And I would rate those filters a 9 out of 10. The reason I won't give them a 10 out of 10 is because it's very expensive to install a setup like this. And the reason for that is, in order to not restrict my airflow, I had to make changes to my ductwork to allow for the additional restriction that these filters cause. Now, one thing to note is that not all MERV 16 or MERV 13 or MERV 11 filters, whatever flavor you have, are the same. There is a big difference in the amount of surface area that directly correlates with how much restriction that filter is going to cause. So let's go back to the original cheapest filter you can buy, the rock stopper. The reason we call it a rock stopper is because about anything bigger than a small rock is going to pass right through that cheap filter. So yes, it's offering the least amount of resistance to your duct system. However, it's also allowing the majority of those smaller particles, the dust, the dander, the pollen, etc., that's in your air to go through and either stick to your coil or pass through your coil if it's small enough, and that's the air that you breathe. So it's not necessarily the right answer. Let's move on to the middle filter. The middle filter is that 3M pleated filter. They usually have a better MERV rating, meaning they'll capture smaller particles from going through and getting stuck in your coil. But again, the rest of it's going to pass through, and that's the air that you're breathing. And then you have, again, the MERV 16 or the really high MERV rated filters. Like in my case, a 5-inch thick filter that catches the most, but again, requires quite a bit of work to make sure that your system can handle it. So what is the correct answer? How you determine which one your system can use is with a static pressure test. Think about your duct system like the lungs of the system. It's pulling air in your return, it's passing it across that coil, and it's feeding it back into your home. A static pressure test determines how much pressure is that duct system working against. And every manufacturer puts out what the static pressure should be for their system. If you exceed that, you're going to start having issues with things like your coils freezing up or some strain on the indoor motor, higher amp draw on the motor. You can shorten the life of the equipment. You're certainly going to restrict airflow. It's a critical portion of installing a new air conditioning system to make sure that you're not exceeding the maximum static pressure that the manufacturer allows for that system. Once we have that number, then we can determine what the best type of filter is. But you're not stuck there. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say you have a technician do a static pressure test, and it's measured in what we call inches of water column. And let's say the manufacturer says, we recommend you do not exceed 0.8 inches of water column, and your system is operating at just 0.8 with that cheapo filter in there. Okay, we're good to go. We met the minimum standard, and your system is not going to be straining to pull that air across the coil. But maybe you're like myself and you want better filtration because you want better indoor air quality, you want to breathe better air. Now you're going to have to make some adjustments to your duct system to allow that additional restriction of that higher end filter to pass through without freezing your coils, without shortening the life of your system, without over-amping your indoor blower motor. So it's easily done in most applications. Sometimes it's a matter of adding additional return air throughout your home. Sometimes it's a matter of enlarging the return air and maybe some supply air runs to bring that static pressure down and allow that filter that's going to cause more restriction some more room to allow more through. So in other words, by reducing that static pressure, you're able to use a more restrictive filter. And by doing so, you're also capturing more of the smaller particles that would normally pass through that rock stopper. And voila. So the point of this video is that nobody can tell you on Facebook or even an HVAC service technician what the best filtration to use for your air conditioner is without starting with that test. An easier analogy that I like to use to help people understand how this works is think about a milkshake. When you go to the ice cream shop and you get a milkshake, they typically give you one of them real thick straws. And that makes sucking up all that ice cream goodness much easier, and your temples don't explode while you're trying to force that ice cream up a smaller straw. So that is a straw that has less static pressure on it versus a tiny straw where your temples do explode trying to suck up that ice cream through that tiny little hole. And that is a good analogy for high static pressure. So what do I recommend with filtration? Obviously, if you can afford to breathe better air, we should all try to breathe better air, right? And that's where a better filter like a MERV 16, some people use a MERV 13 or a MERV 11, which is typically going to be in a 4-inch form factor, a 4-inch thick filter versus a 1-inch thick filter that you put up in your ceiling. These are usually located next to the air handler or underneath the air handler in a special filter cabinet or filter rack. And unlike a 1-inch filter that you should change every 30 days, with these high-end filters, you only have to change them about once a year. I find myself needing to change mine about every 9 months. I live outside of Phoenix, Arizona, where we have monsoon, we have dust storms, aka haboobs, and we basically just have very dusty, polluted air. So I find myself changing them more often, despite the fact that my home is very tight. If you don't have these situations where you live, then you might be able to change it once a year, which is what most manufacturers recommend on that type of filtration. So I hope that helps answer the question about what type of air conditioner filter you should use. And now when you see that question pop up on Facebook, you can either answer the question or point them to this video so people can get the right answer and not just some guesswork from people that don't know what the situation is in that home. Thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of this, and I'll see you on the next one.